Hello and welcome to the Daily Record High School Football Insider, the video edition, coming to you from the Daily Record offices in downtown Worcester. I'm sports writer Mike Plant, and as always, sports editor Aaron Dorksen is alongside me to talk about high school football. Aaron, we're into the fall and week 6 already, even if the weather outside still seems like August. Before we look at this Friday's games, how about we take a look back at last week's games of interest?
Well, my game of interest right now, Mike, I have to admit, is the Cleveland Indians. I got Indian fever. They're going to play the Tampa Rays tonight in the wild card, so hopefully the Tribe can keep this great season going. But I do have a lot of interest, as usual, in the high school football action as well. Before we look at our Week 6 games, let's go ahead and look back at an exciting Week 5 when we hit the halfway point. A couple games that really jumped out at me were Norwayne 41, Waynedale 30. The Golden Bears really gave the Bobcats a scare. Ren Weaver, the quarterback, rushed for 274 yards and 3 touchdowns. But Norwayne, as they always do, they had enough offense. Joe Dreyer, 5 touchdown passes. Trayvon Berry, close to 350 all-purpose yards. He had 3 TDs. But Norwayne really suffered a big loss, Mike, when Caleb Harris, their standout, went down with a dislocated shoulder. I covered the battle for the Big Chief. Chippewa won that 53-14, the 114th meeting in this great rivalry. Bo Wetzel had a great game rushing the football for Chippewa. Bailey Breitenstein, the quarterback, and Stoney Epling, the tight end, played really well. What a matchup in Triway over there. They knocked off previously undefeated Fairless 29-26. More than 11,000 yards passing in that showdown between Hunter Wells of Fairless and Parker Carmichael. But Triway's junior, Parker Carmichael, he had the upper hand, 350 yards passing, 4 TDs. All those scoring strikes went to Jordan Miller. Just an outstanding game for Jordan. And we finally saw the Worcester football team we thought we might see this year after 4 straight losses. Cam Doherty and Marquise Blair had the big hookup. They matched up 8 times for 163 yards and 4 touchdowns as the Generals finally got it going.
And let's not forget about Loudonville, Aaron, which scored 22 fourth-quarter points to overtake Willard last week, 28-14. The Redbirds are now the area's lone unbeaten team and also cracked the AP poll top 10 in 9th place in Division 5 and took over first place in the Division 5 Region 16 computer rankings. On the downside, West Holmes and Orrville both suffered their first losses of the season, while Smithville, with Worcester's win, is the lone area team without a victory. We'll be back to talk about this week's games right after this break.
Hello, sports fans. Have you seen the Daily Record's new photo galleries yet? Just navigate to the web address shown on the screen. Once there, click on the Sports category. After that, you can browse by day, or enter search criteria for your favorite athlete, school name, or event function. Images are available in a variety of sizes, and now you can even order digital downloads.
Welcome back. And Mike, let's first turn our attention in the Week 6 preview to the Ohio Cardinal Conference, where there are only a pair of 2-0 teams left, and Mansfield Senior is going to go to Ashland in what should be a great showdown. The 2 teams those squads beat, Orrville and West Holmes last week, they're going to get together in Millersburg in a real critical matchup.
Yeah, those 2 old rivals, both are going to come into that game. Obviously, what they've done all year, run the football. I think, Aaron, the winner might be the one whose defense is the most successful in stopping the run. And while it's a big game for both teams as far as the OCC goes, it's really critical for West Holmes and their playoff hopes. Orrville's sitting in pretty good shape, a couple more wins, and they're likely to get in. Worcester last week got its running game going and will now take it on down to Clear Fork. Always a tough place to play, down at the Colt Corral. It seems like the fog comes rolling in, and Clear Fork always plays well at home. Should be a lot of points scored in that game, and we'll see if Worcester's defense can hold up enough to get them their 2nd win in a row. In the Principal's Athletic Conference, Triway's 2-0. They take the trip over to William Kurtz Stadium to play Tuslaw, and coming off of last week's huge pack win over Fairless, their 3rd win in a row. Triway's on the cusp of the playoffs now in the computer rankings. I think they're 9th this week. And this game, Aaron, would set up a big 3-week stretch for the Titans where they have CVCA, Manchester, and Indian Valley, which is the key to their season. And talking about 3-week stretches, Loudonville plays its last of 4 straight games on the road to go to Lucas. And this is a Mid-Buckeye Conference game. The Mid-Buckeye Conference kind of revamped. It's now down to just 4 teams. Loudonville will play Lucas, and then we'll follow with the first 2 of 4 straight home games to close their regular season against East Knox and Danville, which are the other 2 members of the MBC. So with their 4 straight home games, looking them in the eye, Aaron, they control their own destiny. What the Redbirds are looking for right now is some momentum to maybe get that 5th straight game at home, which would be a first-round playoff game.
Well, it's some good recaps on that, Mike. I have 3 Wayne County Athletic League games to run down. Here, the game I'm going to be covering, 4-1 Norwayne's going to go to 3-2 Chippewa. And looking at some numbers, how about this for a stat of the week? No one would have predicted this. Chippewa, with a 201 to 89 scoring edge, actually has a more proficient offense and given up fewer points than Norwayne. The Bobcats have scored 200 and given up 103. Granted, the strength of schedule better for the Bobcats, but still, it kind of shows the Bobcats are not, as they're quite as dominant as last year, and Chippewa's really improved. We'll find out just how improved the Chips are, though, when they match up head-to-head against them. Should be a fun game to watch. Another real good matchup is Hillsdale 3-2 going to Waynedale 3-2. The Golden Bears are our most improved team. They were 0-10 last year. Quarterback Ren Weaver, with 5 games in the book, already has 940 yards rushing. That he may be on pace for the all-time quarterback rushing record in our area for 10 games. And Reed Stanley's running the ball well. Hillsdale is physical, big, fast. So, how is Waynedale going to be able to stop them, though, with the likes of Corbin Major, Ryan B., Dylan Eberly? So that should be a good matchup. Triway, with the big win over Fairless, is now 9th in the Division IV playoff rankings in their region. So they're going to try to keep it going. They're 3-2. They're going to visit 1-4 Tuslaw. In a matchup of a pair of 1-4 teams, Rittman's going to go to Dalton. 2 teams just trying to get some positives. The Bulldogs have moved the ball but have turned it over too much, and Rittman's just really dealing with a lot of injuries. That concludes this week's show. Thanks for watching the Daily Record High School Football Insider.
See you next week.